And then the parents, if they go along with it, they can get $700 plus or something per child. So I don't know if
the numbers are equivalent here, but you start doing the math. So these parents are saying, I got 4 kids, so if I get them labeled with the IEPs and I put them on Ribbon, I could have $2,800 come into my household. So they're prostituting their children. The bottom line is real talk, real change. This is what we report. This was alarming to me. We had a young man who works with students who have IEPs, and he comes to our weekly meetings in Atlanta. When he told me this, I was in tears. He says this is prevalent, especially in the African American community. Single parent, 3 kids. She says, you mean all they have to do? And then they put them in a special ed class, and they're not taught anything. They're just put in a special ed class, and they babysit these kids so they can get that extra paycheck.
I have to say, though, there are a lot of special education teachers who are doing fabulous work in our schools. They are working with your students. They are working very diligently with your students. They are getting additional certifications, and they are really working hard to differentiate their instruction to meet your students' needs as best they can with the information that is provided. It goes back to, again, being able to create a safe space for those students so that they can share their voice, so that they can communicate with you openly, and so that they're in a space where they can actually grow and flourish. The money that you're seeing, there is money associated with students that have disabilities. We know that IEPs, we're using acronyms, so I'll tell you the individual education plans, that's what IEPs are. Those individual education plans are designed and created for students who have disabilities or students who are LATO. We used to call them ESE, slow box, all kinds of other things, but it's now the label in schools are now students with disabilities. And as we talk about students with disabilities, those students there is funding that is associated with it socially outside of the school system as well as in the school system. It's not $7,000 because I'm a principal, former principal, and that wasn't added to my budget, trust me. But there is money associated with students, but that comes along also with the responsibility of providing greater services for those students. So although you get more money in the schools for that, teachers are having to do more with those students. They also require them to have more support systems. It requires them to differentiate more. It requires them to have more people in the room with them in a lot of situations. So that money doesn't come just free because the child's sitting there. It comes with some additional responsibilities. Class sizes are smaller, and again, to my special education teachers, and I know I've had wonderful special education teachers. Now, not all of them are good. And you're right, some of them do sit in the room and just look at them. But there are quite a few that are doing really good work, and I have to give them, I have to stand up for them and say, that is a tough job. That is a tough job, and those people are going out there every day and they're doing good work. So we're in those cases where that's happening. Understand that money does come, but it also comes at a cost. That there's a lot that goes into those additional funds that come into the school system.